Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining my Facebook chat. This is Sunday, March 9th, 2025. I'm Ann Metcalf, and I just love sharing all the different things that I learn each day, each week, so that we can become that healthier version of ourselves with our body, our mind, spirit, all of that which we are. And I recently came across an article about ancient root vegetables. And I'm going, oh, what are they? There's about 25 of them. And they're going, okay, so what are they? Can I grow them in my garden? Which is what I love to do. I live in the Pacific Northwest on the west coast of Canada, and we have great weather in the spring, the summer, and often into the fall. So I'm going, ooh, what are they? So I did my usual deep dive. And so I'm just going to share that with you today because I think it's important, especially with the whole issue of food security, sustainability practices, and how we can grow our own food to feed our families, ourselves. And how do we get to play with that food? Do we preserve it? Do we just eat it for the season, for the moment? And what are the different recipes? I love to have fun in the kitchen, which is on my app, Authentic Sacred Design. So I welcome you to go there for the Fun Friday. So I have different recipes that I get from different places. Did you know that some of the oldest nearly forgotten vegetables are nutrient powerhouses? They're easy to grow and essential for food security. These six, and there's many, ancient root vegetables have been cultivated for centuries and were once essential to survival gardening. And they called that during the First, maybe Second World War, the Victory Garden, where people were encouraged to grow their own food because the food supply had been cut and they couldn't get what they wanted at the market. And so I'm exploring this so we can do that ourselves now. Nowadays, there's more community gardens. You just rent a bed and you plant what you like and you harvest it. And with the kids, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And whether you grow them yourself or just seek them out in the farmer's market, these vegetables can boost your health and support a sustainable food system. Now, interesting, recent archaeological research challenges the long held belief that early humans primarily ate a meat heavy diet. A study of burial sites in the Peruvian Andes, 9,000 to 6,500 years ago, reveals that 80% of their diet came from plants, particularly wild potatoes and other root vegetables, with meat making up just 20%. And this suggests that early hunter-gatherers were more reliant on foraging than previously thought. And the transition to farming may have been gradual rather than driven by overhunting. And one thing with the archaeological evidence, plants decompose, they rot, so that the evidence for them is less obvious than the hunter going out with the knife and the blade, etc. And the study also highlights biases in past research as evidenced as I just mentioned, the plant-based diets. It's harder to preserve than butchered bones and stone tools. These findings reinforce the importance of root vegetables in human history and food security today, making ancient crops like rutabaga, salsify, and Jerusalem artichokes even more relevant for modern sustainable gardening. So why should we grow these forgotten vegetables? One, they're hardy and resilient. They thrive in poor soil, resist pests, and withstand extreme weather. long storage life can be stored for months, reducing food waste. Nutrient dense and gut friendly, packed with fiber, vitamins, minerals, and prebiotics. Minimal maintenance and high yield. Great for beginners and small space gardening. And food security and sustainability. Growing diverse crops protects against shortages. And definitely the potato famine is probably one big example of that. And so we can grow all these different root vegetables, and many of them are not exactly pretty looking. And I think that's something that we as consumers need to think about when we go shopping. Do you always pick the best looking vegetable or fruit? Or are you willing to go with, a little gnarly bump here and whatever there, and just you peel it off, and you think the soil and the earth for that food to nourish your body? Let's explore the history and the health benefits and the delicious ways to enjoy these ancient crops. Now, the rutabaga is a brassica napus variety, Napo brassica. So it sounds like it's a brassica, much like the brassicas, the cauliflower, and the broccoli. Now, the history. Originally cultivated in Scandinavia and Russia, rutabaga was prized as a winter survival crop. It became a staple in European and North American diets during times of food shortages, including World War II victory gardens. The health benefit: they're high in fiber, vitamin C, and potassium. Rutabaga supports the immune function, digestion, and heart health. And the growing information: it's a cool season crop, 90 to 120 days to grow, and it thrives in loose, well-drained soil. And apparently Baker Creek or Johnny Selected Seeds have seeds for this particular vegetable. And for those of you who want to play with it in the kitchen, try this garlic and thyme mashed rutabaga. You boil and mash with butter, garlic, and fresh thyme for a creamy, flavorful side dish. And what you might want to do, if you want to sort of merge into that full flavor, is mix it with a regular potato and have a mashed potato variety with the rutabaga. Now the next one, I just love. I just love the word, just because it's just fun to say, and it's called mangelwurzel, and it's a Beta vulgaris subspecies vulgaris. So this ancient beet relative, and it's huge. It's absolutely huge, and it was widely known in Europe in the 18th century as both livestock feed and human food. In times of famine, it became a key survival crop, especially in Germany and Britain. So this mangelwurzel, the health benefits are rich in folate, iron, and fiber. It helps with blood circulation, digestion, and energy levels. And it likes a cold, hardy, low maintenance. It's 100 to 120 days that thrives in various soils. Seeds are available at the Seed Vault and King Seeds in the United Kingdom. And so roasted mangelwurzel fries. So you slice into fries, toss with olive oil and paprika, and roast for a crispy snack. Mm. Now, next one is salsify. Uh, Tragopogon porifolius. Now, the history. It was popular in ancient Greece and Rome. Salsify was cultivated for its medicinal benefits. By the Middle Ages, it was a common European vegetable, often used as winter food due to its long storage life. The health benefits: a great source of inulin, which is a prebiotic fiber, potassium, and B vitamins. It supports gut health, energy levels, and digestion. And growing information, it prefers deep, well-drained soil and requires a long growing season of 120 plus days. So you have to plant it early. And that particular one, you can find the seeds at Territorial Seed Company or Baker Creek. And try this for a side dish, creamy salsify soup. Simmer with onions, broth, and cream for a velvety soup. Sounds good on a cold winter day. And the next one is Jerusalem artichoke, Helianthus tuberosus. And its history is native to North America. The Jerusalem artichokes were cultivated by indigenous peoples long before European settlers arrived. This perennial tuber was a staple food due to its hardiness and the high yield. And I can attest to that because they're an interesting plant because they look like a sunflower. Tall, tall stalk with that beautiful yellow, smaller yellow flower. And it multiplies. So wherever you put it, know that it's like it's self-seeding. The tubers just keep growing. And of course, if you don't dig it all out, guess what you have next year? More Jerusalem artichokes. And they're, they're little sort of challenging to peel if you peel them because they're all sort of knobbly and small little pieces here and there. But I mean, fresh, it's really, really good. So the health benefit of Jerusalem artichoke, it's higher in iron, potassium, and inulin, supporting digestion, gut health, and energy. Well, all of these so far, they've been mentioning gut health, energy production. Sounds wonderful. So the growing information is a really low maintenance perennial crop that thrives in poor soil. So if you've got that garden that doesn't have much, there's seemingly much in it, it grows from tubers and Johnny's selected seeds or farmers markets. You can purchase them. And once you purchase them at a farmer's market, you plant them. You can eat some of them and plant them. Plant the others, and you'll have your own. So this is something you can try. So roasted sunchokes is another name for it, and you roast it with rosemary, olive oil, garlic for a crispy nut flavored side dish. And winter radish is the next one, Raphanus sativus variety. Its history originating in China and Japan. Winter radishes like daikon and black Spanish radish have been grown for centuries as a gut healing, cleansing food. These hardy crops were used in traditional medicine to aid digestion. The health benefits, packed with vitamin C, antioxidants, and detoxifying compounds. And it supports liver function, digestion, and immune health. Oh, interesting. So those of you who are having challenges with your immune system, daikon radish I have seen in my local grocery stores, but I've not seen the black radish. So that one you might need to sort of go further afield and find a market or get some seeds. And it's a fast-growing, cool season crop, 50 to 70 days. So that's pretty quick. And it's like the little red radishes. If you've got kids or you just want a quick, I want to see something grow in your garden. There's all sorts of different kinds of little red radishes, and they grow really, really quickly in the garden. And so too does the black radish, but it's much bigger. It grows it can be really big. And Burpee sells it in True Leaf Market. Now, for lacto-fermented radish pickles, ferment radishes in the salt brine for a probiotic-rich, gut-boosting snack. There you go. And the last one for this segment is parsnip, Pastinica sativa. Its history is that it was cultivated since ancient Rome. Parsnips were a staple in European diets before the introduction of the potato. In medieval times, they were considered a sweet, nourishing winter food. Health benefits, high in fiber, vitamin K, and folate. They support bone health, blood circulation, and digestion. Growing information prefers deep, loose soil because parsnips, like carrots, can grow very, very long. So they need that loose soil and requires a frost exposure for the best flavor. So that one's 100 days. So you need to plan how far in advance so that wherever you live, it will have a little bit of frost to bring out its flavor. And the seeds are available from Burpee or Baker Creek and others. Check your local garden shop and see if they have them. Now, this is a recipe, and it's honey glazed roasted parsnips. Roast with honey and herbs for a caramelized, naturally sweet dish. Mm, they sound wonderful. Final thoughts, how these vegetables support food security in today's industrialized food system. Growing your own food or supporting heirloom vegetables is a powerful way to ensure food security and self-sufficiency. These ancient crops offer resilience. They thrive in poor soil, require minimal inputs, and resist pests. Diversity, a varied diet reduces reliance on fragile monoculture crops. Think about what you're eating each week, each month. Is it the same food? Change it up a little bit. Storage stability, long shelf life means access to nutrient-rich food all year. And depending on where you live and your winters, perhaps if you're in a cooler climate where you're not getting a lot of snow and frost, you might be able to keep some of them in the ground. Sustainability, growing heirloom varieties helps preserve genetic diversity and traditional farming knowledge. Even if you can't grow these yourself, seek them out at farmers markets, specialty grocery stores, or online seed suppliers. And supporting these vegetables keeps our food system strong, diverse, and secure, and keeps our body healthy. What are your thoughts? Would you like to grow any of these in your backyard? Have you cooked with any of them before? I invite you to put them, put your little notes on the Facebook page, and I'll see if I can include the actual recipes because there's a recipe for each one of those things that I mentioned. Anyway, have fun in your garden. Out here in the Pacific Coast, the crocuses are up and blooming, the other bulbs are coming, and it's time to plan your garden. And if you're on that balcony, see if you can find one of these community gardens and um, get your little bucket, your tools, and go out and explore and have fun in the garden. And just like Rosie did with the book I wrote. And that's a good book for children and for adults, actually, who haven't done a lot of gardening. Rosie's Joy, the hidden magic, the magical wonders hidden in a garden. And where Rosie learns about planting food, square foot gardening, which is an old system of gardening where you don't throw the seeds, you plant each one according to the space it needs once it's grown. So in a square foot, you would plant one broccoli seed, or you would plant 16 carrot seeds, or radish seeds, or um, some of these other, the radish, different kinds of radishes, and the parsnips. So have fun. Thank you for joining me today. And I hope to see you and hear from you. What kind of fun things have you grown? And what other ancient vegetables have you grown in your garden? Because we are the masters of our health, and we can grow this magical food. And for most of us, and I know some of you live in confined spaces and you don't have that kind of garden check out your farmers markets and play with them all. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Toodaloo.